Join the party, have a hearty glass of rum.
Hey everybody, it's Adam. Today we're going to shake things up on our latest episode of our Christmas edition. And we're going to do some baking, but we're not going to bake anything that we can eat. We're going to make Christmas cookie ornaments. They're awesome, they're easy, they're great to do with the kids. It's kind of like making Play-Doh. But it's really fun and they're going to be beautiful. So let's get started. I'm going to begin by taking 2 cups of all-purpose flour and putting it right into my electric mixer. Next, I'm going to add half a cup of salt. You're not going to be eating these because it would be nasty. Now that I've got my salt and flour in my mixer, I'm going to pop it down, lock it in, put it on low speed, and slowly add about 3/4 of a cup of water. It's one of those things that you're just going to have to keep an eye on and wait until it becomes like that cookie dough consistency. Depending on the heat in your house or the humidity of the area where you live, you could add a little more or a little less. Also, if you wanted to color your cookie dough, you would add it into the water now. If you add food coloring into like cookie dough that's already been made, it's going to be splotchy and gross. So I'm going to lock this in and get going. My dough is all set to go. I used probably a little bit less than a cup of water. When it turns into a big clump like this and starts to wrap around the attachment, that's when you know it's ready. I'm going to pat it down into a piece of saran wrap, wrap it up, and put it in the fridge for about 10 minutes just so it's easier to roll out. And then I'm going to get started on my decorations for the cookies. Alright, my dough is chilled, now I can work with it. I'm going to roll it out on a floured surface. I'm using my countertop. You want to stay away from anything plastic because it will stick. Just embrace the mess. Embrace it. I'm going to take a little bit of flour. I'm going to work with half of my dough just so that I don't warm it up too much. I'm going to press it down and I'm going to roll it out until it's about 1/4 inch thick. Once my dough is rolled out, I'm going to pick whatever cookie cutter that I want, dip it in a little bit of flour, and then cut them out. You don't have to really worry about being too close. These aren't going to rise or anything. And then just scoop them out and put them on a prepared cookie tray. Once your cookies are cut out and put onto the cookie tray, this is the most important step. You have to make a tiny hole for a hook or a ribbon to go through. You don't want to wait until the cookies are baked, because if you try to poke a hole in a baked cookie, it's just going to crack in half. So I'm just going to take a little pin, work it around in a little circle until I have a little hole. Once your cookies are set to go and they have the holes punched in, we're going to stick them in a 300-degree oven for 30 minutes until the edges start to turn golden brown, and then we'll get ready to decorate. I took my ornaments out of the oven after about 30 minutes. They turned out like this. They're not really brown, which is what you want. Now I'm going to decorate them. You could paint them, which I did last year, and I'll show you those later. This year I'm going to use some royal icing, which will harden, and I'm going to put on some decorative elements with that. And I'll show you how to do that right now. If you want to learn how to make royal icing, I made a video that you can watch that has the recipe. I'm just doing a test run. I poked a little hole in one of my pastry bags, and just to get the air bubbles out and kind of get my hands under control. Little secret I learned from my mom, decorating wedding cakes. Alright, you can decorate these however you want. I'm going to go around the edge. You're going to want to let your royal icing harden for a couple of hours. Overnight is probably best. If you have impatient kids, you could totally stick these in the freezer and they'll be fine in like an hour. Just to show you, last year I did these with my little cousins, and the royal icing was a little too difficult for them, and we painted them, and it's on my tree this year. I hope you get to try this out, and hopefully it will become a nice holiday tradition for you and your family. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. This recipe and others are available on my website, adamcrowcatering.com. And watch for more episodes of my cooking show, Cook with Adam, on YouTube. Happy holidays!
Come on, join the party. Have a hearty glass of rum.